Why, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Dicing with Death. Georg, you wake up the next morning. It has been a full day in town, and now you are starting Wednesday, the 6th of July in Parnassus, looking for Nancy Kerrigan. No, Nancy Saul.
Out of curiosity, where do the gutters drain into in this town? Into the ocean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe Georg's piecing together how ecosystems work, and maybe you shouldn't be introducing dead bodies into your runoff. But hey, the next morning I will memorize a past life in lieu of. Life's a risk. Instead of the conceal alignment that I usually cast on the amulet every morning.
Oh.
What if someone detects evil on me? Well, in a hot minute, I'll be level 9, and I will probably be radiating evil.
Beautiful.
I feel like I read somewhere level 9 is the cutoff.
Mm-hmm. That's where PCs.
That's in the book. That's when
display evil.
Oh, I think that's where they define like high level or whatever in one of the books. They're like only high level characters, i.e. greater than level 9.
That's right.
Whew. So
now what?
Past life. What do I see when I cast it in the amulet? Who do I see? Do I see anyone?
Touching the remains of a dead creature, this spell allows the caster to gain a mental image of the deceased's former appearance. When cast by a wizard of at least 7th level, he's able to view the final minutes of the subject's life from the subject's point of view.
And then when cast from 9th level, you can use a possession, which I'm using this amulet, which possibly belonged to more than one person. I don't remember. Was that off air or on air?
That was off air when we had the discussion.
So I don't know. I don't know what you decided, but tell me what I see. Tell me who I see, and tell me the last minutes of their death if I do see anyone.
You see an alleyway and a small child. Child seems to be leaning over you, holding your lapels in her hands, shaking you. And did we agree that you can't hear? No, you can hear, right?
You view the final minute from the subject point of view. Yeah. Sound, I think, yeah. I would assume view applies to all 5 senses.
Right. This small child, maybe 8 years old or something, seems to be shaking you by your lapels and saying, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy, wake up!" Your hand kind of tries to reach up and brush her face, but you just can't make it, and it falls to the ground. Your head lifts to the side. Actually, I'm sorry. When you saw your hand reach out, it was thin around the ankle. I do
get the base use of the spell is to get an image of the caster's of the deceased's appearance.
Gaunt, unnaturally gaunt, like starving to death. Gaunt.
A woman, a man, human.
Woman.
Woman starving to death. Okay.
It looks like Nancy's song if she didn't eat food for a month.
Yeah.
And then there's a small child standing over her, shaking her, trying to wake her up as she just kind of fades into oblivion. You get strong hunger pains, the worst hunger pains you've ever had. While you
and she literally dies of kidney failure as in the gutter there, or whatever happens when you don't eat and drink.
When you don't eat for too long, yeah.
Yeah.
Starved to death in a gutter while a child shook her, calling her mommy.
And the woman is clearly. Am I able to confirm that it, based on the portrait and what I saw?
You've got 19 int. You're pretty sure it's the same person, but why don't you make me a charisma check, just to be doubly sure?
Like it could have been an ancestor. That was the only vision I got. So I'm still not totally sure what would happen if I were to pass life on something that had multiple owners.
Correct.
Charisma is 11, 24.
This is either Nancy's song or her mother, who happened to look a lot like her.
Yeah.
Or a former ancestor, maybe.
As I was looking up and dying from Nancy Song's perspective, did I get a look at the buildings around or the sky above, trees, anything that would give me a clue as to where in the world I am?
Yes.
Do I get a glimpse of the architecture or of a tree that may only exist somewhere?
It's a wooden building across from you. It's a narrow alleyway. There's a couple of stacked barrels as your head lifts to the side. Look like water barrels, but you also get to see straight out of the alleyway and into what looks to be a small town square. Definitely not a major one. There's a stone fountain with a wyvern carved into it, and the wyvern is spitting water out of its mouth as a fountain does.
Can I roll to see if I've seen that in any town that I've visited before? Or otherwise I'll go and ask around about it.
You have not seen such a fountain.
Okay, just checking. So then I will, snap out of my vision. And head to Bubba's.
All right, you get back to Bubba's Tavern.
Bacon.
Bar and grill. Bubba's back there cooking some burgers up.
Ooh. What do I gotta buy to get a burger, Bubba?
Burgers ain't free, man. Burgers cost you a pretty penny, though. Beef is expensive meat in these parts, but I bet that ain't no issue for you. 5 silver for a cheeseburger, please. 6 silver if you want some bacon on it.
I pay 6 silver.
8 silver if you want some avocado, too.
Just take a whole gold.
I take it you want some fries with that then. All right. Well there, sailor. What'd you say your name was, fancy fella?
I have known many names and many times. You may call me George.
Georgie? I'm gonna call you Georgie.
George. That's what I said, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. You got a peculiar smell about you, Georgie. Do you spend a lot of time in musty rooms with mold?
You have a mighty fine sense of smell there, Bubba.
Well, they say my olfactory's great. I don't quite know what that means, but they keep saying it.
What do you make in your factory?
I like the cut of your jib, even if the cut of your cloth is far too fancy for me.
So, Bubba, you ever heard of a town with a stone wyvern in the square?
Well, you're standing in that very town. We got a wyvern over in the... what's that place called? I just call it the shit district. It's got another name. It's probably like Ratville or something. Who gives a shit? All the vagrants and bums and sort live over there. Used to kind of be a nice part of town way, way back when. That's why it's got the statue in it, but these days all the undesirable sorts live there, if you know what I mean. I best stay away from it. You're likely to get robbed at knife point.
Thanks for the warning, Bubba.
Yeah,
Right.
Are you with the other bloke?
Other bloke? What other bloke?
Yeah, the one with the staff that keeps walking around. He also smells that, like, books and mildew. He's kind of got the wiry red hair. Not a buddy of yours?
No, is he new to town? Or is he...
No. He comes by every now and then. I don't know if you're here looking for him. You said you were looking for someone. You were some talking to a girl last night or the night before.
Perhaps you said long frizzy red hair. I could have gotten my genders confused. Who is this? Is this a local? You recognize him?
His name's Marshall. He comes by here every now and then. He's some sort of wizard, but he smells an awful lot like you.
You're really kind of creeping me out with the sniffing, Bubba. You got a tower in town, or
a tower in town? No. He lives out in the plains a little bit. comes in town ever so often raving about this thing or that thing, or the end of the world's coming, or
the end of the world is coming. You should have listened to him. Have a nice day, Bubba.
Oh wow.
All right, so I want to head to the town square in the not so good, but once upon a time good part of town, and have a look-see. The shit district, is that what they call it?
That's what Bubba called it. And sure enough, you do find this wyvern-shaped fountain.
On a long shot, I will wander around the square and look for. I mean, are there any like urchin children around?
Oh yeah.
And I would like to argue that Georg is pretty used to people keeping a wide berth from him at this point. So I feel like it would be something you would tell me about if anyone gets within a couple of feet of me.
I could see that making sense.
I mean, obviously, if it's a thief, moving silently and sneaking up behind me, that's a different story. But your average street urchin, I feel like I would get like a hairs on the back of my neck stick up like another human being in my personal bubble.
Like visiting Europe.
I think I would be pretty difficult to steal from, especially with the maze of inner pockets and things. I'm not too concerned, but we'll see. So I'm going to look. Are there urchin children around the town square? Are there people around this town square?
There are. There's a bunch of urchin types, and then there's some shops. A pottery shop, a weaving shop, a seamstress shop, a fishing net shop, a fishing line shop, a doorknob shop. All they sell is doorknobs here.
All right. So I'll walk around the square, looking at all the people. I don't really want to interact with or talk to anyone if I can help it, but I'll look at all the street urchins and see if they look like the girl from my vision on the long shot.
Give me a charisma check.
Oh, critical. If she's here, I find her.
She is not here.
Okay, I'm certain. I look at every kid in the face, and I know.
Yeah, you're certain. Even the older kids aren't her age.
She has striking eyes or something. Was there something about her that stuck out at me? And I'm like,
I mean, she was crying because her mother was dying. So yeah. I think that image is probably burned into your face pretty well, or burned into your mind's eye pretty well.
Okay. I'll talk to someone, an adult, that looks like not a total lowlife.
There's
like maybe one of the
women.
Shopkeepers while they're outside sweeping. Okay, some women.
Yeah, 3 women weaving a basket together in the weaver's building.
Yeah. I'm looking for an orphan girl, I say to them.
There's a lot of them about. Just take your pick.
Not like that. A specific one. She's lost from her family. If a child were lost in this neighborhood, do you know who might have taken her in? Is there a local temple or clergy?
Oh, bless your heart. You think someone would take in a little orphan girl? That's so sweet. No. Not here in Parnassus. A little girl gets lost from her family for too long. She's just living on the streets.
Very well then. Good day, ladies. And I
good
bow.
Good luck finding your little girl.
Yeah, I bow deeply, sarcastic, too respectful for these unpleasant ladies, and I back away. And I think towards the alleys. I believe the plan may be to infiltrate the underworld and see if we can figure out if there's like a network of orphans. Who knows? This is a medieval city. Even if there is no orphanage nearby, there's got to be some sort of system that chews up these poor kids and spits them back out.
So,
these women may discount the value of human labor.
Georg would
someone
never
out there that
discount the value of child labor. It's a scorcher of a day today. It's 93. It's hot.
Yeah, I'm sweating under my black robes, but doing my best to look cool.
A bunch of the orphan kids are playing in the Wyvern Fountain, making it all dirty and gross. How does fancy, wealthy, rich Georg fit in with dirty little kids?
Oh, I don't fit in. Let's see if I... I know how I fit in with these kids.
How do you fit in with these kids?
I reduce myself to their size. But I think I want to do it as, like, I'm going to walk up to... Hey, kids, want to see a magic trick?
They stand back, eyeing you warily.
Alrighty. Yeah, so I produce my iron powder and sprinkle it on my head. Are the adults still in view? Are those
they
women still
are.
in view? I think like I want to be displaced. Probably, but I would have wanted to do this before I walked up to the kids, but maybe I forgot. Maybe I do it as I'm at the kids. But in case any of these urchins try to mug me still, or I don't know, may obscure the view of the ladies, but I will displace myself. So something's a little off.
Okay.
And sprinkle my iron powder on my head. And I don't think I go my full 80% reduction, but I'll get to like child size.
Okay. The kid's eyes go wide and scamper back a little bit, and then slowly start to peek their heads out.
You have nothing to fear. I'm just like you.
Wow, what was that?
It's my fairy dust. Here, you want to see? And I don't know, splash a little bit in one of their faces. Probably makes them sneeze. So I'll knock down 2 charges of powdered iron. So fellow youths, I think the implication is clear that I'm a fairy or a demon or something.
Right.
We'll see. I don't know how a child's imagination works, but I hope that earned me some street cred with them. I glance over. Did the mothers even notice me? Like sort of like shift?
Oh yeah, they've stopped their thing and are watching you after you transform much smaller.
I probably like fizzled out of existence and talked to these kids and shrank. I mean, they probably aren't sure what they just saw, but hopefully we'll be out of here and into the underworld soon enough. So, how do kids even think about this? Who's the boss of this neighborhood? Who protects you? And I like
no
glance.
one protects us.
I glance over to the woman.
We protect ourselves. Sometimes men come through, try and round us up, take us off to the faraway place. But if you're fast, you can hide. Sage did it.
Fast.
Sage hid.
Who's Sage?
She's the best. She's still hiding. I'm going to pull the amulet out of my pocket and ask, have you seen this before? And like wave it hypnotizingly in front of them. But bigger. That was a terrifying child giggle. I think Georg is just as creepy as he's supposed to be. One of them steps proudly forward, eyes wide and excited. Goes, I've seen it before.
Did someone's mama?
I'll tell you for a gold piece.
I'll hand her a gold piece and tell her, all you have to do is rub it between your fingers for 20 minutes and it will grow to the right size. And I hand her like my reduced little gold piece.
Your dime-sized piece of gold. Her eyes go wide as you actually hand over.
On my honor as a fairy.
She bites it and kind of bends it around in her teeth. Turns to the other and goes, "It's real gold!" And they all gather around to look at the coin.
Don't eat it or it'll grow in your stomach.
They're too busy looking at the gold piece together to listen to a word you're saying.
I'll let them bicker over, do that for a few minutes, but I eventually want to ask who. I mean, she said she would tell me who the woman was for gold. Hey, you said you'd tell me about a woman?
Heather's mama used to wear one just like that.
Who's Heather? Can you take me to her? Another tiny gold for whoever can take me to Heather. And I pull out
the same girl jumps up and tries to grab the gold out of your hands.
Where's Heather?
This way.
If she actually tries to grab the gold out of my hands, she will automatically miss and realize that I'm displaced. So you've got to be precise with your language there. But
yes, she does try and grab it out of your hands. So she does realize
which is kind of what I wanted. And I think probably everyone around sees something really weird go on, where she grabs me and she looked like she, I don't know if kids have an intuition to roll a save versus an illusion test, but if anyone were to,
right. You must have flipped the coin beforehand then, because otherwise she
No, I don't want to give it to her until she takes me
the first gold coin you handed to her, though.
Yes. She didn't try to grab, but this one she tries to grab, and I fizzle out of existence, and she...
Right.
She realizes that I'm not where I appear to be. Take me to Heather.
Okay.
Let's get out of here quick. Those women are giving me the creeps. We go scampering down an alley.
The girl leads you. None of the others follow, actually. And she leads you not between any alleyways, but kind of just out away from the ocean, which is gently uphill. Okay. You get outside of the boundaries of town, and she points off to maybe a 2-story temple that you can see maybe a half mile out of town. You can just barely see the top of it.
Okay.
And she points at that and goes, "She's out back with her mama." She's there every day now when she's not in looking for food.
I don't know what that means, but that's even creepier than I am. I'll hand her the gold coin and continue off towards the temple.
Okay.
Or whatever. You said it's an old temple outside of town? Or
half mile outside of town, yeah. So a half mile takes you...
so I will no longer be displaced. My movement speed is not actually decreased by reduce, I don't think.
I think it is. I know it doesn't say it in the book, but if...
Are you sure you want to? Because then you've got a level 1 spell. So right now I can reduce someone's movement speed by 80% by casting Reduce on them.
Or you could increase someone's movement speed by 80% by casting Enlarge on them.
Is that really how you want? Because my Enlarge then is almost as good as a haste spell, and you don't have to do a saving throw versus. You don't have to do a.
That's true. I didn't.
I'm happy with this, but I'm thinking in future campaigns, do you really want? I think it makes sense.
But the duration's pretty minimal.
It's 20 minutes.
Well, it's 20 minutes because you're 8th level, right? Those are always 20 minutes.
No, it scales per level. It's 5 rounds per level. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So at your level, it's actually
minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think it only makes sense. If it increases your strength and all that other stuff, it should also increase your movement speed, or decrease relatively.
All right. Well, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
In that case, I will wind up enlarging myself to regain my movement speed as I approach the temple. I really feel like that's going to be an overpowered spell, or it would have been better. I would have used it more I think I would have used it more effectively if it had that property the whole way through. But I'm looking.
It may have had that property the whole way through. No one thought to use it that way.
Yeah, that's a really that one. I mean, at first level, 10% reduction is no big deal, but at my level, that become. I mean, that almost. I mean, now I don't feel. Maybe I don't feel so grumbly about having this first level dimensionalist specialist slot. That is actually very useful.
Yeah. Imagine if you enlarge your Phantom Steed and increase its movement rate by 80%.
And I guess haste says it doesn't stack with similar spells, so haste wouldn't stack.
I don't know. It might because you're not increasing the movement speed of the creature.
Oh, okay, I guess if it's not a similar spell, it's a different mechanism.
Yeah.
Using a different dimension to.
So you could increase the movement speed of your Phantom Steed by 360%.
Holy fuck. And at level 12 or whatever, it can fly.
Oh my god. Just a giant Pegasus, like, flying all over the place at ungodly speeds.
God, and I can just, like, hey, there's no rules for, like, crossing the sound barrier, which I think I can go supersonic at those speeds.
No,
I'm pretty sure I can. I didn't check the math. Someone in chat with just the haste spell was saying about 300 miles per hour, which is just below the sound barrier, I think.
300 meters per second.
Sorry, 300 meters per second, which is just below this. 330 is the sound barrier.
340,
and I think it depends on the temperature.
Fair enough.
I think 330 is that's the number I had memorized from
20 degrees Celsius air.
Yeah, lab conditions or whatever.
340
is 20 degrees. Okay, I guess I was, yeah, you're right. Okay, you are right.
Well, Wikipedia's right. I don't actually know anything. let me be clear here. Neil doesn't know anything.
But if you can look it up fast enough, just as well know it.
Yes, but then you can't know if it's true if you're being lied to. It's always better to know than to be told. Anywho's, we'll get to supersonic mounts in a moment.
Yeah, so some, like, 10 minutes later, I reach this church outside of town?
Yes, it looks...
Temple?
Not quite abandoned, but definitely left in a decrepit state. And out back, you see a cemetery. And there is a small child lying next to a few of the graves.
I approach slowly and cautiously. Do I have any detect undead or anything of the equivalent? I don't think I do. I don't think ESP works on undead, does it?
I don't think so. Undead don't have minds. I think it's pretty well established.
Intelligent undead. But she's probably
I think it's pretty well established in all vampire canon that you cannot read the minds of a vampire, and I would extend that to other undead. Buffy does it.
Right.
True Blood does it.
Okay, so I'm pretty confident. Although I do not trust any vampire lore in this universe. I hate to break it to you, Neil. So I will cast an ESP as I approach.
Okay. The feelings and surface thoughts are those of sadness and hunger. They're very primitive thoughts.
Yeah. My child, I say, probably.
She looks around a little bit.
Just a few feet away. I've approached the grave. Quick glance. Can I read the gravestone?
It says Melody.
I pull from a pocket the amulet with the star.
Her eyes go wide as she instantly recognizes it.
Are you Heather?
She nods.
Was this
you?
And this was your mother's? I take a knee or something like that. Get down, yeah. Pop a squat.
Okay.
Get down to child conversation height without reducing myself. Your mother, was she? What's her name? Nancy? I'll have put Truth Seer ring back on if I had ever taken it off. I think I probably did take it off.
Mm-hmm.
What was her name? Has she like come to grab the amulet, or is she looking at it from afar
still? Staring at it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Melody.
Her name was Melody, and you're Heather. Are you hungry, child?
Mm-hmm.
I have rations, so I will share those with her. Did I actually?
She is very hesitant to take them from your hand.
Okay.
She eyes you suspiciously and warily.
It's available. Was I eating my own rations on the ship?
No, the ship covered your food.
Okay. Or perhaps some water. And I hold out my wineskin, like, take a seat. I've still got a hold of the amulet.
She seems uncomfortable around you and doesn't move to take the food or water.
You said the gravestone says Melody? I guess I like crawl over to the gravestone and put a hand on it.
She pushes your hand off the gravestone and stands in front of it defensively.
Was this your mother's?
Mom's
Is this
here.
your mother? I nod.
She points to the grave next to it and goes, "That's Dad."
Is there a stone on it? Is there like a marker on it? What's the name?
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Is there a last name or just Ronaldo and Melody? I look at the girl sadly.
She looks to be maybe... at first you thought she was 8, but now she just looks like a really small, runty, malnourished, dirty, maybe like 10 or 11-year-old.
I guess it's possible that Lady Song had an affair with this Ronaldo guy. Got some bodies to exhume. And this girl. Do you live here? I like nod to the church, to the temple.
In town. She tentatively takes some of the food from you.
Okay. Yeah, I give her food and water. It's just dry rations, but she's probably starving.
Quite literally.
Yeah. Where are you from? Were you born here in Parnassus?
Mm-hmm.
Did your mother live with you your whole life?
Mm-mm.
She left you with Daddy.
No.
Where?
Daddy left me with her when he died.
But then
She showed up a long time ago, and she and Daddy were happy, and then Daddy died.
I want to get a good hard look at this kid and probably roll a charisma check to see if I can tell if she looks like a song.
Give me a charisma check at -5. That's a hard judgment to make.
Yeah. No dice.
It's hard to tell. You can't make it out.
Are you tired? Does she look tired?
She just looks weary of life.
Yeah. Does she? I guess I'm gonna hang out I'm gonna like let some minutes pass and let her eat and drink and see if she looks drowsy.
She doesn't. It's midday. She seems
can't go hide her in a pocket dimension to nap while I exhume Mommy and Daddy's corpses.
No. Unless you want to knock her out first.
Yeah.
And then lock her in a pocket dimension.
I feel like if this is Song's daughter, she's got to come back to Misty Rapids. If not, I'll probably just give her a couple gold and leave her to live a horrible life as a street child. But I need to get a look at these bodies and figure out what's going on here. I guess I'm gonna...
McGenna.
I think I'm going to camp out here on the outskirts. Oh, I've got an inn. I can just come back tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a half mile from town. It's not
Pick
far.
up the bodies and cast my past lives. Figure out who these people are. I don't know. I'm not going to push it with the kid. I'll feed her and give her water, hang out for a bit, and then I think eventually head back to town unless she says anything to me or asks anything.
Nope.
I had ESP going that whole time, but it was probably just basal emotions of fear and blah, blah, blah.
Nervousness, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, you make it back to the inn. And why don't we take our third and final break right now as you arrive back at the inn, having found a mysterious child and a mysterious couple of bodies. We'll see you guys on the other side of our break.